What if the trace pesticides in your food are quietly retraining your gut bacteria to ignite inflammation instead of calming it?
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster. Today we're looking at how everyday pesticide exposure changes not only which microbes live in your gut, but what they do, shifting your immune balance, your metabolism, and even your mood chemistry.
I'm Alara Sky. This episode follows recent research that moves beyond the question of which bacteria survive pesticides to ask a more important one. How do those bacteria behave after exposure? And what does that mean for you if you're dealing with fatigue, autoimmune flares, or stubborn gut issues?
A 2025 Nature Communications study examined 306 pesticide bacteria combinations and mapped the microbes' metabolic fingerprints. Instead of counting winners and losers, the researchers tracked how bacterial chemistry changed. The pattern was clear. Pesticide exposure rewired gut microbes in ways tied to inflammation and metabolic stress, even when the microbes remained alive.
One example stands out. Bacteroides ovatus and Clostridium symbiosum ordinarily support you by producing short-chain fatty acids that cool inflammation and maintain your gut lining. After exposure to DDE, a persistent pesticide byproduct, those species kept existing but stopped doing their protective jobs. Survival didn't equal health for you. Their helpful output was dialed down.
Another finding is that some microbes didn't clear the chemicals. They stored them. Fat-loving compounds like DDE lodged inside certain bacteria, turning them into slow-release toxin reservoirs. That makes persistence a problem because those bacteria can keep stirring up immune reactions long after the initial exposure.
The consequences reached beyond the gut. When mice received bacteria previously exposed to pesticides, the animals showed altered gut and brain chemistry. Signals that regulate fat processing shifted, and immune pathways associated with autoimmune and metabolic disease lit up. The message is simple. When your microbes are off, the ripple touches your metabolism, your immunity, and your brain.
Tryptophan processing is a good example of that ripple. Under healthy conditions, your bacteria convert tryptophan into anti-inflammatory indoles that keep your immune system steady. Under pesticide stress, that pathway faltered. Instead of making calming metabolites, the microbes produced compounds that drive oxidative stress. Across the map, more than 40 microbial processes, amino acids, fats, bile handling, were thrown off in predictable ways.
A 2024 review in Metabolites helps explain why the fallout feels so wide. It found that pesticides such as glyphosate, chlorpyrifos, and carbamates lower production of short-chain fatty acids like butyrate and acetate. You rely on those for a strong gut barrier and a calm immune tone. When they drop, you're more prone to leaky gut, sensitivities, and flare-prone immunity.
The review also highlighted that multiple gut pathways go sideways at once. Tryptophan metabolism is disrupted, bile acid recycling loses rhythm, and vitamin production falters. When those systems slide together, you may notice fatigue, mood swings, volatile blood sugar, or recurring digestive discomfort, a signal that your gut chemistry is out of sync.
Even your good microbes can underperform. Beneficial species under pesticide stress reduce output of metabolites you count on, including butyrate and some B vitamins. So a normal-looking microbiome on a lab report can still be functionally compromised if the chemistry has been rewired by repeated exposure.
Autoimmune risk ties in here. A report from the Global Autoimmune Institute describes how ongoing pesticide exposure destabilizes your microbiome, setting up dysbiosis that misguides your immune system. People who work with or live near agricultural applications face the highest burden, with research linking that exposure to elevated rates of autoimmune conditions through DNA damage, oxidative stress, and confused immune signaling.
Barrier integrity is the last key link. Pesticides can weaken your intestinal lining so fragments of bacterial cell walls, LPS, leak into your bloodstream. Your immune system treats that leak like an alarm. Systemic inflammation rises, symptoms flare, and what started as a gut problem becomes a whole body problem you feel in your joints, skin, energy, or focus.
So, what can you do next? Start by reducing the inputs. Buy organic whenever you can, especially for high residue produce like berries and leafy greens. Swap conventionally raised meat and dairy for grass-fed, pasture-raised options to avoid residues stored in fat. If you garden or live near spray zones, replace chemical treatments with natural approaches such as neem, beneficial insects, or crop rotation.
Then use your physiology to help you clear what's already there. Regular exercise or sauna sessions promote elimination of stored compounds through sweat. Interval walking training counts. If you're rebuilding habits, aim for 20 minutes of movement daily and expand from there. The point is consistent effort, not perfection on day one.
Protect your inflow of water. A high-quality home filtration system that removes pesticides, fluoride, chlorine, and heavy metals cuts a daily exposure source many people overlook. If you live near agriculture, golf courses, or parks, this single step can shift your baseline.
On food strategy, choose metabolic stability over trendy prebiotic pushes. Damaged guts don't always tolerate more fiber. Begin with simple, gut-soothing options, fruit and white rice, to nourish your lining without feeding endotoxin-generating microbes. If high-fiber meals leave you bloated or foggy, hold them until your gut calms, then reintroduce carefully.
Finally, vote with your wallet for regenerative farming. These operations build soil health and biodiversity without leaning on chemical shortcuts. Buying from them through farmers markets, local co-ops, or reliable online sources helps shrink pesticide use upstream while giving you cleaner food today.
Across all of this, remember that your microbiome responds to inputs. Reduce the chemical load, support elimination, stabilize food choices, and your gut has room to recover. The science shows that even low-dose routine exposure reshapes microbial behavior, but it also shows that behavior is responsive when you change the environment.
Here's your challenge. Pick 2 actions this week, switch one staple to organic, and set a daily 20-minute movement window, or install a water filter and simplify meals to fruit and white rice for a few days, while you track how you feel. Give your gut a quieter landscape and watch for steadier energy, calmer digestion, and fewer flares. Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.